Welcome to the second of our Wave 24 attack wing reviews. And this time it's the IKS Drovana, a Vor'Cha Attack Cruiser from Next Generation. This is only the second time in retail we've had the Vor'Cha. If you are a collector, and you should have been from the beginning, you will already have one of these because it was the ship in the starter pack, along with the Detonations Warbird and the Galaxy Class USS Enterprise. Interestingly enough, Wave 25 will have a Galaxy Class starship. It'll have the Venture in it, so we're getting at least our sort of second bites of the ships from that starter pack. So, standard features for the Drovana: forward firing arc, 90 degree, and the standard actions on there. We've got evade, target lock, cloak, and sensor echo. IKS Drovana, as we said. You've got a 5 in attack, 1 in agility, 5 hull, and 3 points for your shields. Flipped over, you can turn it into a standard Vor'Cha Class Attack Cruiser. And there we have it. So I've got to say the detail on this is much better. The paint job in comparison to the starter pack is better. It's a metallic green rather than the flat sort of matte green that they put on it. The detail on the engines is much more precise, particularly around the sort of bussard collectors. And the rear parts here, very, very nice. It's still the same mold, but just that paint level of paint and just highlighting those little yellow parts on the ship makes a massive amount of difference. And I just think it's a nicer job. I think they've done a better job finishing this one off. Much cleaner, much nicer, much more rounded model. So if that's the case with the model itself, why don't we take a look at the pack? So as usual, let's drop her over there. So the Drovana, as we've said on the stats, a 5153 Vor'Cha Class Attack Cruiser. I want to say Vor'Cha Attack Cruiser. When defending and during the compare result step, you can discard one of your non-disabled upgrades to cancel one of your damage or critical damage results. Nice. It's a non-disabled upgrade, so you can use any of the tech or the weapon or the crew ones that you can have on this, because as you can see, you can have a tech, 2 crew and two weapon and a crew upgrade on this ship. Unique as always, and that's for 28 points. Good option, gives you the ability to use something within your ship to help you get out of trouble. So yeah, if you're a Klingon player, that particularly will be a strong selling point, because the Klingon ships don't tend to have a lot of defense, but have quite heavy attack and quite heavy hull. So this gives you at least some more flexibility. If you're going for the generic version, you do lose one of your weapon options, you lose that unique action as well, and you do lose 1 shield point for the cost of 26. And if you're looking a bit further, you can get your maneuvers on this one are a standard sort of 4 forward, which is kind of generally the way that everything seems to have gone in the last few waves. You've got auxiliary power tokens required if you take a sharp right or sharp left at 3, plus you have the come about at speed 3. Range 1 and 2, the banks and the straight aheads give you the green maneuvers, plus you've got sharp right and sharp left at 2, and I said top speed of 4. Nothing on the reverse on this one, but then that's kind of what the Klingons are all about, is getting in there and attacking. You can use that come about to then swing around to help you evade, or potentially help you get into that attack a bit further. Okay, that's the Drovana, the ship itself. Let's take a ganders at the captain options, and we have 3 as usual. You've got your generic Mr. Klingon there for 1 point, so we'll skip him. And then you have 2 captains who are both with the 5 skill. So you've got your first one, which is Gowron, another option for Gowron. If you look at Gowron, you can also use him as your admiral, with his fleet action being identical to his captain's action. Captain skill of 5, elite action available, and a cost of 3. Gowron, if there is not already a battle station token beside your ship, place 1 beside your ship. In addition, if your ship is Klingon with a Klingon captain, you may immediately perform an additional action from your action bar as a free action. So his action effectively, if you're not on a Klingon ship, is just put a battle station token on there, which is pointless. The benefit is that one, if you've got it as a fleet action, you can then put it against another ship. If you're looking, if another ship has already performed its action, you can use it on there. If you are a Klingon captain on a Klingon ship, you can then effectively have battle stations as a free action and perform something else as your main action. So a lot of flexibility there. Nice little bit of flexibility as well as the Admiral option to be able to put that battle station onto another ship that's within your fleet. Again, restrict it to that Klingon ship, Klingon captain option. So I suspect with that one, you would only be able to do that. You can use Gowron to put that battle station token onto another ship in your fleet. And then I guess you can then perform the additional action on the ship that you're already on. So it's a good one. Interesting, doesn't actually add anything to your captain skill. So his captain skill, your captain skill would remain, if it was Kurn, for example, would still remain as a naught. Second captain option for the Drovana is Kurn, and he is again a 5 captain skill with a cost of 3. During the combat phase, each time you defend, you can reroll one of your battle station results. If this card is assigned to a Klingon ship, you can reroll 2 of your battle station results. With a 5, if it's a Klingon ship, for example, there we've got the Drovana. That's going to give you the option to reroll, 2 of those dice, which are maybe the odds are going to mean that you're going to be able to have had at least 2 of those battle stations in there that you can reroll. So the odds are better given that it's a Klingon captain. Kurn can also, even though he hasn't got the emblem for an elite action, field 1 Klingon elite upgrade. So it does restrict you. It doesn't mean you can put any upgrade on it. You've got to specifically have a Klingon one on there. So again, very, very Klingon specific card. It's offering much more benefits if you are a Klingon ship, Klingon captain. So I really wouldn't be looking at using him in a sort of mixed fleet outside of the Klingons. Crew options, you only get 1. You get a Vor'Cha, and he allows you to, when attacking during the modified defense dice step, you can disable him to force the defending ship to reroll one of its defense dice, hopefully meaning that your attack gains some additional power. And when defending, you can roll your full defense in spite of the presence of an opposing ship's scan token. Very useful. Means you are going to be able to fully defend whatever. Also, he isn't a disable when defending, but do you have to use this as the one? Is it one solid action in a go? So if you're attacking, you modify it to disable it. You disable the card to modify it and mean that the opposing ship can then has to reroll one of its defense dice and effectively lose a point. And then do you have to defend the same round and use your full defense dice in spite of any opposing ship's scan tokens? Not specific, it's that's all one round, or if you can use Vor'Cha whenever you're getting attacked and you have a scan token placed upon you. It does cost you 5 points for that. I'm hoping that it's one that you could just reuse and reuse, because that would be a really neat one to be able to do. But if you disabled him, I don't see how you'd be able to use that action. So it's a debatable one. I think you could read that in 2 very different ways when you're playing it. Next up, let's take a look at photon torpedoes, because it's a very basic one. Usual standard one. Target lock, time tokens, 5 dice to use, range 2 to 3, cost of 5. I've just got bored of just going through these because they are the same ones and we get them every flipping round. Cloaked Mines then. Let's start with Cloaked Mines for our tech upgrade. During the planning phase, you may discard this card to place the minefield token within range 1 of your ship in any direction, but not within range 3 of an enemy ship. If an enemy ship passes within range 1 of the token, roll 3 attack dice. -1 if the target ship immediately performs a scan action. Any damage or critical damage affects the ship as normal, and the affected ship does not roll any defense dice. Great one. A stunning piece of kit for 3 points, because you can just whack this one out, and if anybody gets into the range of it, you can do some pretty significant damage and they can't do a thing. Also remember that minefield is going to be staying there and it will just exist within the game, so you come into contact with that again, it's going to cause further issues. Great card, very easy to play, and it's going to give you a big advantage. Emergency power, 4 points. Tech. During the activation phase, if there is an auxiliary power token beside your ship, you may disable this card to either perform a red maneuver or perform an action. No ship may be equipped with more than 1 emergency power upgrade. So you can still perform a red maneuver or an action with this card, even if you've got auxiliary power. Another auxiliary power one. Interesting, we've got 2 of those within this wave. We had the Enterprise itself, which allows you still to perform an auxiliary power action, even if you've got a power token beside it. And then you've got this one, which means you can perform red manoeuvres and or an action, even if you have that token again. Interesting choice. Nice to see they've got it on the Klingons. It's not just all about the attacking, it's about being able to use your backups and play from there. Interesting, the picture is not of the Vor'Cha, it is of the Negvar. I believe that's the Negvar from All Good Things as well. It's got the spike on the front, and there's another one on the back. So that's the one they use for All Good Things, rather than I think probably DS9. Right. Final one is security sensors. 5 points, so it's the highest costing one of your tech upgrades with this pack. If an enemy upgrade or captain targets your ship, immediately place a evade token beside your ship, even if there is one already there. So, enemy ship uses one of its cards against you, you stick an evade token beside it, and increases your defense. Fairly straightforward. Says what it does on the tin. Not a disable, not a discard. Means you can reuse it. I'd say this one is one that you want to keep on there, because you're going to be able to use this during the game if anybody tries to target this ship with any form of upgrade. So I think that for a Klingon player, this is a very, very useful card, because it doesn't say you have to get rid of it once you've used it. Definitely one to keep, definitely one to have in your fleet if you're a Klingon player. Final card for the pack is detonation codes. Another nice big piece of text for you. 4 points for your elite action. Unique. Discard the card to target a minefield token within range 1 to 3. Roll the number of attack dice listed on the mines upgrade card -1. All ships within the range 1 of that minefield suffer damage as normal from any damage or critical damage results. Affected ships do not roll any defense dice, and you remove the minefield token after its detonation. So, I think we all know where this one's going to come into use with. It's going to come into use with our 3-point tech upgrade, Cloaked Mines. Idea is you deploy it, and then you're going to be able to target it, attack it, blow it up, and then cause considerable damage to any ships that are around it. Not just one. It's talking about any ships that are in range 1 of that minefield token. So be careful, you don't want to end up blowing up one of your own ships, but certainly linking it in with Cloaked Mines is going to give you a big benefit, and it's going to cost you overall 7 points for those 2 cards. Use your elite action slot for, say, for Gowron or for Kurn, and then you've got attacking your tech slot taken as well. Your mission on this one is detonation codes. It's linked into your minefield as well. You are setting it up as a 2-player game with a minefield token and 4 objective tokens. The plan here is that you've got an 90-point squadron token, including 2 Klingons, 45 squadron points, including 1 Federation ship, which has the detonation codes upgrade assigned to it rather than there being the Klingon ship. The aim of the game, if we flip over to card 4, is to either, if you're the Federation player, damage at least 1 Klingon ship with the detonation codes upgrade, or destroy one of the Klingon ships, or destroy them both, or destroy all the minefield tokens, including the objective token, using detonation codes. So you're blowing up a minefield or blowing up the Klingons. Klingon player, you are winning if you destroy the Federation ship. Pretty standard 2-player game, but it does give the Klingons a significant advantage. The advantage that your Federation player's got, of course, is that he has the detonation codes card. There we have the next one from Wave 24. I've kitted it out with Kurn, I think, on this one. Yes, because I didn't want to put Gowron on it. There we have it. Nice model, good pack. Nice to see the Vor'Cha class back after such a long time. Good that we've got some really nice upgrades in there, and some that do not require you to disable them to be able to reuse them as well. So a very strong pack for the Klingons, a very strong set of upgrades to be able to use across your Klingon fleet. Next up, we have the final one from Wave 25, which will be the IRW Algeron. Unusually D7 class cruiser from the original series, from the Enterprise incident. So we're back with that one very shortly.
Transfer complete.